Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Ukraine. So the date is 24th of March, I'm starting a new session, and I got a couple of interesting news. None of them are actually from the battlefield. I saw a number of information that the Ukrainian forces actually advanced, and that the Russians are stuck and giving up in many places, but those are all unconfirmed, so while they bring hope, I don't have anything tangible to speak about. But two interesting economic tidbits. First one is that T-Mobile has decided to leave Russia. There are quite a lot of speculations about why that is, because they before announced that they won't leave Russia, and that it might be due to the pressure from the international hacking community that has threatened a number of companies that if they will stay in Russia, they will face the consequences. I'm not actually okay with that, to be honest. I don't think that anyone should be forced to leave under the threat of hacking attacks or hacker attacks, whatever you want to call it, because it's going to hurt the innocent customers and people in that case. And there is a big level to this that is usually not discussed and that I think we should think about, and that is, for example, if McDonald's leaves Russia, okay, I understand that, but what about the people that were working for McDonald's for a number of years? What will happen to them? Like, they had their entire livelihoods, and McDonald's is not exactly a great reason, or great example, not great reason, great example, because most of their employees are low wage and they can find something else. But even in McDonald's, there is a certain managerial level, and there are office workers and people that dedicated their lives to the career in McDonald's. So what will happen to them? Now, I understand that this is, again, bringing the issue of the, general or, public guilt or national guilt or whatever you want to call it. But this is so fuzzy, the entire thing of blaming everyone in Russia for what the government is doing. On the other hand, yes, I understand the argument that these people are actually holding the government in Russia in power. So again, it's a bit fuzzy. But yeah, T-Mobile is one of the bigger corporations that have announced that they are leaving, and they are directly linked to the threats that they have been facing in the past couple of days for their decision to stay. So kind of interesting. Another funny thing that actually happened today is that the Russian or Moscow stock exchange have actually opened after a number of weeks when it was closed. And what happened is that the stocks went up, which was against the expectations of pretty much everyone. However, it's not very hard to figure out why the stocks went up, because all of the foreign investors that hold the stocks couldn't sell them, and pretty much nobody could sell. And the central bank of Russia has announced that they will start buying stocks, and they did. So when you cannot sell anything and you can only buy, and there's the Russian National Bank buying stocks, it's kind of understandable that it goes up. So it's just another Potemkin village that Russia is building to appease the public. I'm kind of I find it laughable, quite honestly, that that's happening. But whatever, whatever floats your boat and whatever makes you happy, Tatyushka Putin. So you can do whatever you want. I don't think that in the long run this is feasible, because sooner or later they will have to unfreeze the sell orders, and then the stock exchange is going to crash even harder, because the longer this is going to take, the less likely people are to actually stay there. Okay, and then I wanted to mention two things. One was a comment by the subscriber named Salvetta. He mentioned an interesting thing, and that's that we could actually start increasing population tax rate, which is kind of true, because roleplay-wise, and I'm all about roleplay, we have drastically increased the services that are provided to our population. So increasing the taxes to, say, 21%, which is in my country, would give us an additional billion that we could play with and invest. So I might do that. The only problem is that it costs a lot of political power, which we do not have. So at this point, I'm going to avoid that decision because we're still in the positive number. But in case the economic boom goes away and we are stuck in some kind of money limbo, I will do it. So that's one thing. And then I wanted to thank Artur Baluyev, who has commented on the names of my units. And he explained to me that Zenitny Rakitny Polk actually means anti-air rocket regiment or division. So yeah, that is completely wrong. And I asked him what the correct name for this unit would be. And he mentioned that the best name would be, I have it written here, Samohodny Artilleryski Polk. So I will rename it now. Samohodny. I'm not gonna. Yeah, Samohodny. It's weird because they put the epsilon at the end or Y. So Artilleryski Polk. Okay. So this means that it's self-propelled artillery unit, and that is something that he kind of pushed me towards, is that we should probably have a specialized anti-air units that will operate in certain areas for us. So thinking about this, it could be something like this, maybe, with a lot of bonuses and probably have a mechanized recon. How strong would such a unit be? It wouldn't be really strong, but we could put it together with something like light infantry. And have something like this attached to our units. Actually, that's too big. So how about like this? And could actually make it like this. That would make it a nice 4-day. And it would have an air attack of 69, and we could have this as an anti-air unit that would be attached to some of our divisions. Especially the tank division would benefit greater from it. Though I'm thinking it might be better to have this as a motorized unit because it would keep them at a bit more decent speed, but that increases the combat width. So I might just as well do it like this. Yeah, that would, I guess, make a bit more sense. And yeah, the air attack and hard attack, soft attack, it would be better, but this kind of unit would be a bit more mobile, and it would be an actual Zenitny Rakitny Polk because it would be against air. So keep that in mind, and we might create this unit eventually, but right now I'll be just content with having our units as they are, because we need those precious experience points for the doctrines, which are here. Yeah, I think we're gonna start having some decent bonuses here. Actually, we got the tanks. What are you giving? Oh, that's the but we have the breakthrough here and soft attack, and then we can deal with the rest. Actually, that would be good to get, and then we can maybe create a new unit. And also don't forget that we are still in the middle of reforming the special forces unit that we have here that is located in the south, and we'll have to deal with the enemy here. Okay, so enough talk. I'm gonna start the game, but I wanted to mention that again, I'm very grateful for all your comments. There is a lot of them, and I'm trying to get through them all. So if I don't reply immediately, I'm sorry. I do it every, say, second day, sometimes when I'm going home from work or something like that. So don't despair if I miss it. I apologize. There's just too many things happening at once for me to reply to everyone, but I try to do it, and I always try to reply to all comments, and be assured I read them. I read them and make sure that I incorporate them if there are some kind of suggestion. Like, for example, Arthur mentioned his suggestion regarding names. So what is this? Roh Moo-hyun demands Japanese reparations. Following weeks of antagonistic rhetoric from Seoul and pressure by Korean activists, Roh Moo-hyun has called upon Japan to pay reparations to survivors of Japanese war crimes committed during the Second World War. Japan, which maintains that the matter was settled between its governments and that of South Korea during the rule of authoritarian strongman Park Chung-hee, has predictably refused to consider paying reparations. While the affair has failed to result in compensations for Korean victims, it has led to a strengthening of Roh Moo-hyun's political position, with many Koreans rallying around his exceedingly emotive national cause. So it's actually quite an interesting topic. I had a couple of talks about this with they got their own focus tree. So Korea might be a really interesting country to play. What about North Korea, actually? That's really interesting. Oh, even North Korea has their own. Okay, interesting. So both South and North Korea have their focus trees. But what I wanted to mention is that this is a very interesting and very sad topic, because while the Second World War was ongoing, what Japan actually did in occupied Korea, or South Korea, was actually, I think it was in both South and North, because at that point it wasn't divided. So this actually affected both Koreas. They had these specialized establishments which were pretty much glorified brothels that were completely full of Korean women that were pretty much sex trafficked and forced to stay there and service in every single use of that word the Japanese troops. Now, there were hundreds of thousands of women affected by this, and it's one of the most horrifying chapters of the Japanese occupation of Korea. But what actually happens is, and I find it kind of interesting, is that even such a civilized nation as Japan actually refuses to acknowledge this, refuses to make amends for it, and refuses to even discuss or teach about it. So they're pretty much pretending like it never happened. This sort of political fight between Korea and Japan was happening for a couple of years, and then after it went nowhere, what Koreans actually did was that right in front of the Japanese embassy in Seoul, they built a huge statue dedicated to the victims of Japanese sex slavery, I guess you could call it, during the Japanese occupation of Korea. And I spoke with a couple of my Japanese friends, and I was kind of surprised that they really had no idea that this happened. I guess, again, this goes to the national traumas. Like, every country has their own national traumas, have their own dark chapters that they do not talk about, that they do not sort of speak about publicly. But I guess the way that Japan is the way that Japan is treating Korea in this sort of issue is especially horrendous, because you wouldn't expect something like that from a Western liberal democracy. Now, Japan is a very specific country. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. It has its own issues. Same with Korea. Korea is plagued by a number of really bizarre issues that go hand to hand with their rapid westernization, and they're not called the Asian tiger countries just for giggles. They're actually one of the fastest it's not even industrialization, because they actually jumped all over that into the postmodern era of informational technology. But it's weird to see countries that are like this having this kind of issues, and not being able to speak about one of these chapters. It's kind of weird. kind of weird to me. But again, every country has these kind of dark chapters, and I always say that it is important to embrace these things, because if you cannot look into your past and admit where you were wrong, you cannot properly move forward. And that goes for everyone. Like, I can imagine that there are dark chapters in every country, and and I can think of one for pretty much every country that I can see on the map right now. Same here. Same here. Each country has something like that. So the way we treat the past and acknowledge the past is important, because it allows us to move into the future. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. And by admitting that your predecessors have done something wrong does not mean that you take on the guilt. It just means that you are willing to discuss it. And that might be hard, but again, it's just what it is. So anyway, we finished the people's support, or enlisting the people's support. The people are the building blocks of any country. Without the people's support, our government will be unable to pursue anything moving forward. That is true. So let's go with the state of emergency. Increases base war support by 5% and gives us additional 150 political power. Now we are getting very close to the point where we will be able to... Where is it? Here. Return Crimea. 200 political power. We still need to finish the support campaigns. Actually, we don't. Okay, we're just limited to the political power here, because this will lower it by 5, but this will give us extra 4, meaning that we will drop to 70. Okay, got it. So when's that factory coming around? On 15th of... on 1st of December. Okay, it's 15, or it was 15th, a couple of seconds ago. But when that happens, actually, I am going to cut the production of ATGMs completely and put that extra factory on the trains, because we need to get more trains running. That is imperative for us. And as I mentioned before, the next factory that's going to be built in Odessa is going to go into the IFVs. So, yeah. And the next factory into the self-propelled anti-air, and the next one into the rocket artillery, though we are not actually actively upgrading those, which is a bit of an issue. So the early high-speed rail, we also need encryption. We need everything here. I wanted to turn one of these. Okay, 146 days. And how is this artillery? Tornado. I would like to get the tornado. So that is going to be a bit of an issue. It takes only 219 days though. So considering... Yeah, let's turn the... Oh, high speed... Okay. I am so indecisive when it comes to it. I would really wish we had additional slot here. I think we're gonna turn this into the rocket artillery and the aircraft, because it's gonna be done in 181 days. That kind of corresponds to where we are and where we'll be, because we need 2 more factories. So yeah, that should be fine time-wise anyway. And if not, well, it doesn't hurt us really that we're gonna produce a couple more. Well, it's gonna hurt us, but never mind. Forget that I said anything. So, 1st of December. Come on. How many do we have? 3,160. How many of those are the 2005s? 272. Not that much. Not that much, really. Actually, let's see how much we're gonna get here. 2.5 per year. Okay. And we're gonna more than quadruple that. So that would be 10 per year, which is almost 1 per month, and we need just 3. So do we really need that? Yeah, I don't think we might need that, quite honestly. No, actually we do. Let's not pretend like we don't. Okay, so 5 per year, and now when we quadruple that, it's gonna be 20 per year, which means over 1 per month. Good. We desperately need to increase the supply, and once we had the units along the border, we needed way more. It was like 14 or something. So how are you guys doing? You're still holding, which is pretty good. We're still supplying you, which is also pretty good. How's Ethiopia? Well, not great. Still at war. It doesn't seem like there is an active fight going on, so it's kind of interesting. Okay, how's the units doing though? We got drilling going on in most cases. Wait, are you guys drilling actively? Okay, what is happening here? Only certain units should be drilling. I don't know why you guys are drilling, for example. What the... Is this broken? What the hell? I don't understand why this is happening. Okay, so you guys don't need to drill. Absolutely, that's nonsense. Nor do you. Why the hell are you drilling? Some of these guys have to drill, but you guys don't need to drill. What the... Wait, can you drill further than that? Oh, I guess they can drill further than the regular. Oh, that's interesting. That's new. Okay, then. Huh. Color me surprised. They can drill further than regular. 52. Yeah, okay. So that's interesting. Well, that's gonna give us a lot of things, but this consumes everything that we have. So I expect that we're gonna see quite a lot of attrition, and we're already seeing that actually. So that's not something that I don't think is gonna be, so little of a thing. Okay, you're gonna start the tornado. We're gonna put the high-speed rail on construction or on research afterwards. Okay, so Bukovina is almost done with that extra fuel. Yeah, daily consumption is 14,000. Now we have a daily gain of 9k. That is great. And we're building 2 more military factories. So one of those is going to go to the IFVs. And one of those is going to go to the special anti-air or self-propelled anti-air. Well, let's have fun with those names. I mean, why not? Why not? State of emergency. Snap elections. Snap elections. What is this? Liberals become a ruling party. The election in Ukraine for the time being need to be suspended. The government needs to take into account many issues within the country after the recent revolts. It's actually really weird. Okay, and now we can actually... I missed that deadline. Okay, now we need the support campaigns to finish because it dropped. That reminds me that you guys don't need to drill anymore. Should save us a bit of fuel. Are we capable of... Nope. We're not capable of supporting all of our units, unfortunately. That is problematic. Okay, so I think for now we're gonna stop these rails. And yeah, we can negotiate with the rioters. That is great, but that takes away 100 of our political power. But you will give us 150, so it's fine. It's fine, the game is just giving me a chance to play a bit. And hey, our intercept is 1.9%. Ha ha ha. But I think we just lost the bonus production. Haven't we? Yeah, we did. Okay, so we'll need to look into that. So the support campaigns will be done in 6 days, and you will be done in 4 days, 2 days. Less days. International bankers. It's kind of sad that they can boost the interest rate, but I guess that is actually quite realistic. So, state of emergency. The country has taken a fall from grace. Riots are occurring in the street. People are declaring they are autonomous from the government. It is time to declare a state of emergency and regain control over the country. So, strong republic. Let's go. Let us go and deal with the strong republic. So, demanding the return of Crimea. I would be so surprised if they just returned it. That's something that I am not expecting at all. So, 120 days. Wow. Can lead to war with Russia. Okay. That's not what I expected there. I should have read that a bit more careful. Okie dokie. Encryption free. Encryption 4, I guess. Somebody not prepares for new elections. How's the trains, people? Almost at 9 per year, that's good. And we already finished one, okay. So the supply situation is a bit better. I can dig that. What are we on the CNC? 712 missing, okay. We lost a lot of small arms during those trainings. Manpads are still being upgraded, and here we get what? TTD industrial complexes. Yes, we want those. Okay, that extra factor is gonna go a long way in the IFV production area. Damn, if we're gonna get dragged into war with Russia again, that's going to be really, really bad. Okay, let's speed the game and see what's gonna happen. Not much is happening here. I think it might actually be wise to look into the current situation and prepare for the eventuality of them attacking us. Even though if I don't see that as an actual possibility, but let us not be careless. What a surprise, what a surprise. We had a non-aggression pact with Iraq, really? What's up with you? Oh, it's a fallback line. Ah, gotcha. Let's actually have you... Is there like a better place? Let's have you here. Okay, I really did not expect that we might end in war with Russia because we will demand Crimea back, but things can get really bad. Oh, and the United States cancelled their non-aggression pact with us. That is not great. That is not great. Investment offer from Germany, I'll take it. Do we still have our airplanes drilling? Wait, where are they? It seems like we have airplanes drilling. Oh yeah, we do. Okay. That's why we didn't have enough fuel to get everything going. No wonder. With the bombers out there, yeah, it looks like that was something that we should think about before we consider. Okay, so breakthrough of all infantry and motorized and mechanized units. We need to focus on concentrating on military forces so as to bring to bear such overwhelming force against a portion of the enemy force that the disparity between the two forces alone act as a force multiplier in favor of the concentrated forces. That's a really, really interesting definition. Article 50 is true. So Slovakia is going to leave EU. Damn. Who's ruining you? Jan Slota, of course. Slovak National Party. Oh, Slota. That is a guy you don't want to talk to. They have almost no depth, but now they do. Interesting. Slota. Jesus. I can't believe they actually included him in this mod. That's such a weird guy. You have no idea. Okay, so we're demanding the return of Crimea. I'm gonna continue here a bit. So, the Republic is ultimately the strongest form of governance for the Ukrainian people. It is in our best interest to strengthen the Republic, in this case, to remain the governing body of Ukraine. So, weaker stability bonus, point 1, pro-Western diplomacy, national support, and political power gain. So, good, good, good. And then there's the new national idea. Cons the country. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. All of my nope. So 2 civilian industries are being built, one in Bukovina. We want to court the local leaders. That would increase the opinion of oligarchs. But I think instead let's do the support campaigns. And we finished the stereolithography. Stereolithography is a new form of 3D printing primarily used for creating models, prototypes, patterns, and production parts in a layer-by-layer fashion using photochemical processes. So the next one increases the base and everything. We might want to do the high-speed rail though. And once excavation 5 is done, it's going to go straight there, and then we can use you maybe for something different. Not sure what yet, but there's always something. I know that you guys want me to invest a bit more into the genetics or these ones. Yeah, and I know there are some pretty nice bonuses, like extra efficiency cap, trickle back, military industrial output, advanced industrial robotics. Yep. So we're gonna go through that and hope for the best. 29 days. Demand the return of Crimea. That sounds scary. That sounds utterly scary, to be quite honest. Well, the next military factory will be done soon. How are we on the trains? Yeah, making 1 per month. We still need 3, but that's because the need is now 10 instead of 7. Actually, we have 8 now. Good. So every month we get some extra. 17 days. So I'm gonna end the let's play there when we are going to see what's gonna happen. Excavation 5. Advancements in fields such as surface mining give us a greater yield of resources from our current extraction sites. So there's no point in going further, but we can go with you, or with 3D printers, and the Su-27UB is going to be used. Actually, it's going to be produced here. 4th generation. Well, I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to change it. Liechtenstein prepares for new elections. That's our relations with Russia. I'm not very hopeful there. Yeah. Well, they don't like us, but we don't like them either, so I guess it's mutual. Okay, you can go with the machine learning. So I'll just let the game finish this one, because it would be a waste to turn it now into a new one and just lose all of that construction. Now we got, what, 2, maybe 3 built in the meantime, so we can consider that like prototypes before we actually manage to build new ones. Okay, 1 day. And nothing happened. Okay, but I think that it will modify this, right? No. Russia refuses... okay. Russia refuses to return Crimea. The Russian diplomatic mission has failed to result in a positive turn of events. Diplomacy has failed, and it is now time to prepare for the greatest undertaking. It is time to prepare the cogs of war. Героям Slava. Gain conquer focus war goal against Russia. Available war goal. Yeah, I think that one is going to leave though, right? Yeah, in 2 years. For Crimea. So it wouldn't even... Yeah, it would allow us to declare war, but I'm not sure that we are ready for that at this point. Well, we have to think about it. I mean, our initial... Yeah, this doesn't help us. Aftermath of the Crimea. Weird. But we're not actually ready for the conflict, I think. Because, well, we're on the clock now, actually. So we can see what kind of state we're gonna be in 2 years, would that be? 2000... When does it expire? Yeah, in 2 years. So that was a mistake. We shouldn't have actually done that because we lost the ability to probably ask for that again later on. But, you know, in 2 years we're going to be in a pretty good shape. And again, I mean, we can fabricate a claim. Oh, wow, we need a world tension of 35%. Regional interventionism. Dang it, I should have really waited with this. That sucks. Well, you don't know, but we'll see. I think I might eventually trigger that again via events, though. So that might be possible, but again, we'll see. We'll see. Live and learn, I guess.